there are few constants in life. One of them is the fact that you will always have some or the other kind of worries. Not one worry, it's always going to be more than one worry. Like it's several worries. And that's how uh, I think human life is supposed to be. Maybe that's what separates us from non-humans, birds, animals, reptiles, and all the other creatures out there. So if you think about it, like what really worries you, and you make a list of it, like could be 5 things or maybe 10, and then you'll realize that most of these worries over a certain period of time, they don't mean anything. Like think of the worries that you had 10 years ago, and now try to put those worry into perspective and see how redundant those worries were. But back then they felt so much more powerful. You thought that my life is, getting worse because of these worries, right? But that's the beauty of time, I think. We realize as we move on in life that most of the worries that should have bothered us never even occurred in our mind, because we have very limited perspectives, right? And these worries, they also kind of manifest themselves in your thinking. When you think clearly, you realize that, oh, I'm not really worrying, because worrying and thinking are not the same thing. But that's the thing about us, right? Like if somebody is staring out of the window or staring at the wall, then the immediate question is, what are you so worried about? Because we associate thinking with worrying. So much so, even in our language, it has kind of, you know muted itself into a complete misnomer. For example, chinta. In Hindi, we say, right, if somebody is worried, that we use the word chinta kyun karte ho, or something like that. And it's interesting that chinta comes from chintan, which is Sanskrit for thinking. It's not worrying. Chintan means you think about something, you discuss and you think about it, and that's what chintan is all about, right? But chinta is as a completely different connotation. So yeah, we kind of conflate thinking with worrying, and maybe that's why we have so many worries, kind of stacking up with time, and uh, very rarely we get a hold of ourselves on time. Most of the time, we just think that without our worries, what will we do? Where will I be without my worries? So it becomes an existential crisis, a very strange existential crisis where what worries us kind of completes us. And it's sad, actually. It's very sad. But then it brings us to a very important question too. Like, if you had no worries at all, like zero worries, what kind of life would you be living? Would you be choosing the life that you have right now, or will you be leading a completely different life?